everybody, my name is Bobby. Welcome to Mile High Church, and thank you so much for spending part of your weekend with us, especially if you're new. Our vision, Oneness Revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. Before we get started today, we want to give you a look at a few things coming up around Mile High Church for you and your family. Our upcoming Love and Logic for Early Childhood class starts February 8th. Become a kinder, empathetic parent and enjoy your children while setting strong boundaries and offering positive choices. And grief. We have a grief class coming up, the morning after grieving the loss of a loved one on February 12th. Develop an understanding of the grief process and its cyclical nature.
How to surrender. My name's Coop Blackson, nationally best-selling author of You Are the One and The Magic of Surrender. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Yeah, we often hear about, hey, it's good to surrender. You need to surrender if you're spiritual. That's the spiritual thing to do. But why is it that we so often resist and avoid and run away from surrender when deep down we know it is the key to freedom? Acceptance, grieving, surrender moves you into flow, more magic, more synchronicity.
We're so excited to invite you to be with us for our next renowned speaker event with Coot Blackson on Friday, April 26th, 7 p.m. Early bird tickets are still on sale until January 31st for $36. You can get yours today out at our event center or online. Bring your friends, bring your family. We look forward to having you with us.
For more information about anything you've heard... Oh yeah, okay. For more information about anything you've heard today, stop by the event center or check us out online at milehighchurch.org.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you for spending your Sunday morning with us. Guess what? The Mile High Choir is here. So we're all going to sing together. You ready? Here we go. We are Mile High, we are the world. We are every man and woman, every boy and girl. We are Mile High, we are the world. We are every man and woman, every boy and girl. Look around and tell me what you see. Smiling faces shining back at me. All of my neighbors, all of my friends, one mind, one life, one heart. Yeah. We are Mile High, we are the world. We are every man and woman, every boy and girl. We are Mile High, we are the world. We are every man and woman, every boy and girl. Take my hand, together we will be love and light. We stand in unity. All of my neighbors and all of my friends, one mind, one life, one heart. Here we go. We are Mile High, we are the world. We are every man and woman, every boy and girl. We are Mile High, we are the world. We are every man and woman, every boy and girl. Mile High, we are the world. We are every man and woman, every boy and girl. We are Mile High, we are the world. We are every man and woman, every boy and girl. We are Mile High, we are the world. We are every man and woman, every boy and girl. We are Mile High, we are the world. We are every man and woman, every boy and girl. We are Mile
Thank you, Tom Litch. Thank you to our Mile High Choir. So great to have them back with us. Thanks to this Mile High Band. Thank you for being with us today. How's everyone doing? Great. Everyone online, how are you doing this morning? Boy, that cute Blackson needs more energy, doesn't he? No, we are so looking forward to having Coot Blackson with us on April 26th, and you can still get early bird tickets this Sunday or next Sunday. Go online. We're really looking forward to that event and getting back into flow, which is hopefully each of our practices when we come here to Mile High Church. Ernest Holmes, the founder of our faith, who would be 137 years old today, by the way, he was once asked to define our teaching in 25 words or less. In other words, tell it to me like I'm 7. And he said, it's a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and the aspirations of man. And I love our teaching because it's all about living a better life. Embrace this teaching because it helps you live a better life and experience a little bit of that eternity in your everyday life. So if you're new here, we're so glad you're here. We love to recite our vision and mission each week. It's coming up on the screens. If you want to say it along with me, it goes like this. Our vision, oneness revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. We have a very exciting service for you today. The prayer is going to be a little bit different. When Russia invaded Ukraine last year, we got the opportunity at Mile High to sponsor Science of Mind study groups that meet there in Ukraine, and got to be a part of the practitioner training for an incredible person named Anastasia, and she's doing the prayer in Russian over video today. But a lot of your funds have gone for us able to help translate material so that the people there can keep studying this faith, and you'll get a glimpse of that consciousness. So I'm really looking forward to that. And before we go into our song and prayer, I want to also honor a guest we have with us. We're a part of a greater organization called Centers for Spiritual Living, and their executive director is here for Zamira's ordination tonight. Her name is Reverend Michelle Ariano. And would you stand and say hi to everyone, Michelle? We're so glad you're here. She also happens to be one of my best friends in the world, so it's so good to see you and have you here with us. So let's all take a collective breath as we move into this communal time of spiritual practice.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush angel wings, I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
the stillness, invites each one of us to enter into the shrine of our heart, into that place that is sacred and holy, into that place where the healing light of the divine is constant. That light never, ever, ever goes out. So I behold the presence of that light here now. It's a healing light. And I affirm that that healing light is so generated, bringing forth that alignment, physically, mentally, emotionally. For all there is a spirit. So in this moment, we are so graced to have a beautiful, beautiful practitioner from across the sea, for we recognize all beings everywhere. Anastasia from the Ukraine. So with your eyes open to receive, with your heart open in that inner knowingness, let us witness and be present for Anastasia's beautiful prayer.
Мене звати Анастасія Пілявська. Я з міста Біла Церква, що в Україні. І я передаю вам слова любові від нашої навчальної групи та теплі обійми, що линуть від серця до серця. І зараз я промовляю цю молитву за кожного із вас, за ваших близьких і за ваші сім'ї. Я знаю, що Бог є. Я знаю, що Бог – це саме життя. Життя безкінечне, всеохоплююче. Життя, що створює і наповнює світ енергією єдності та гармонії, творчості та любові. Бог – це все життя, вся присутність, чистий простір, в якому сяє енергія Духа. І я знаю, що присутність Бога живе і виражає себе через кожного із нас. Кожен із нас єдиний із самим безкінечним всеохоплюючим життям. Кожен із нас є вираженням Духа через енергії єдності та гармонії, творчості та любові. Дух присутній в кожному із нас, всередині та зовні. І я знаю істину про кожного із нас. Кожен із нас є щасливим зараз. Кожен із нас живе в світі, найбільший прояв якого – любов і доброта. Кожен із нас має необмежені можливості, силу та натхнення творити своє найкраще життя зараз. Кожен із нас живе своїм серцем, відчуває серцем, бачить серцем, говорить серцем, діє по поклику свого великого серця просто зараз. І кожен із нас є люблячим, відкритим, добрим і радісним. Кожен із нас має підтримку один одного в цьому колі, зараз і завжди. І я вдячна за цю істину, про яку я стверджую і яку усвідомлюю. Я вдячна за присутність Духа в житті кожного із нас. Квітка вдячності уже розпустилася в наших серцях. І зараз я відпускаю свою молитву на роботу Духа, знаючи, що кожне слово є істиною. І так воно і є.
And so it is. And Anastasia, we love you and we thank you.
So if you're on the campus today, you can see that we have these beautiful interfaith altars in the lobby, and even if you're watching online, you can see the beautiful ones we have here on the stage, and they're all in recognition of Reverend Zamira Jezworska's ordination, which is today at 4 p.m. It's a beautiful ceremony, and we invite you to join us for that. It's a ceremony where an individual is saying yes to ministry for life and being acknowledged by Centers for Spiritual Living. That being said, it's a wonderful opportunity today to install Zamira as an associate minister at Mile High Church. Zamira, you are vitamin C for Mile High Church, and you are a demonstration that our future is so strong. We are so blessed to have you and your ministry here with us.
Thank you so much, Josh.
So to make this official, a ceremony. Ministers, Board of Trustees, licensed practitioners, and congregation, we are gathered here today to install Reverend Zamira as an associate minister here at Mile High Church. An associate minister at Mile High manages multiple areas of Mile High ministries, teaches classes, speaks at services, and is a key part of the strategic leadership of Mile High and the spiritual care of its membership. Reverend Zamira, do you accept the principles of science of mind and promise to adhere to them and make them the basis of your teaching?
I absolutely do.
Do you promise to minister faithfully and lovingly to the people now committed to your charge and to seek to do your best to be an example of compassion, patience, and loving kindness?
I do.
Reverend Zamira, there's an old Zen story. A student of Tendai, a school of Buddhism, came to the Zen abode of Gasan as a pupil. When he was departing a few years later, Gasan warned him, "Studying the truth speculatively is useful as a way of collecting preaching material. But remember that unless you meditate constantly, your light of truth may go out." Do you promise to stay committed to your own spiritual practice, not just for your own self-care, but so that you can continue to have the energy and inspiration to guide and inspire us?
I do.
Members and whoever's here today, you are the voice of Mile High Church. Do you commit to accepting and supporting Reverend Zamira as a spiritual leader and guide for Mile High Church, partnering with she and our entire ministry in realizing its vision of being a spiritual beacon for all? Reverend Zamira, with the authority vested in me by Mile High Church and acting on behalf of this congregation, I do install you here and now, Reverend Zamira Jezwerska, as an associate minister of Mile High Church.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Zamira. So this song we're going to dedicate to you, Reverend Z. Here you go. We can be together now and forever. I love you. I love you. And when I'm praying, I hear him saying, I love you. I love you. People all over the world, they're opening up, they're coming around, and they're saying, I love you, 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 I love you. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright blessed day and night, sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people going by. I see them shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, people all over the world, they're opening up, they're coming around, and they're saying, I love you, 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 I love you. We can be together now and forever. I love you, I love you, I love you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful
I'll get my microphone on. Thank you, Tom Litch. This incredible Mile High band. Wasn't Anastasia's prayer beautiful? If you would like to make a designated contribution to supporting these study groups in Ukraine, we set up a text to give, 45888. Just type Mile High Ukraine. I'm sure they can help you at the guest services counter, or just reach out to me. It's so wonderful to be a part of that. I think I saw Reverend Chris Plim. Are you here? Will you stand up, Reverend Chris? She took on the assignment of working with these groups and has just been masterful and so wonderful at it. We are so grateful, Reverend Chris, to you. So grateful to continue our Back to Basics today. Today's topic, from Old to Untold, Revealing Divine Truths. In 1934, a young teenager who was homeless at the time got the opportunity to perform at the first ever amateur night at the Apollo. And her intention the whole time was to dance. And just before she went on stage, she decided to sing instead. And the star, Ella Fitzgerald, was born. Still known today as perhaps the greatest vocalist of all time. And you have to pause and wonder, what if she never sang? She would still be loved and adored by her creator and the people that knew her, but she would have never realized her full potential. That choice to share her courageous gift unlocked a new reality for her. And I'm here to share with you today that you too have courageous gifts. Maybe you're not designed to be the next Ella Fitzgerald, but we all have these gifts that require a certain amount of courage to unearth and to bring forth. For you, it could be a kind of art, writing or painting, singing. It could be a way of communication. Your ability to be assertive or intimate in communication and honoring someone else. Your ability to call someone out on their stuff in a way that helps them. Your ability to get over the vulnerability and share a deep caring for someone who's made an impact on your life. We all have these gifts, and we are all called to embrace the courage to unearth and express them in our lives. I love something Elizabeth Gilbert said. She said, "The universe buries strange jewels deep within us all, and then stands back to see if we can find them." Our teaching is sometimes referred to as new thought. And how many people take that is that the charge of our teaching is to create new thoughts for yourself, new beliefs. And some people call us the religion of positive thinking. And that process has sometimes been called magical thinking. And although there's a lot of truth in that for me, that's a superficial understanding of the science of mind and spirit. It's not so much a religion of positive thinking, but of clarity of thinking. It's not about making up new thoughts. It's about realizing that there are deep truths, deep down truths in each and every one of us. And if we can find that little bit of courage, we can walk through the tissue paper thin walls of fear and live in our gifts. Live in your greatness. Live in your beauty. Live in your potential. And it's not the religion of warm and fuzzy woo-woo. It's a religion of courageous living. Because the only way you can unearth those deep down truths is you have to move through all of the layers of BS we've built around them. Your buried selves, we'll call it. We have to confront the misthought, the negative beliefs, the negative stories that people have told us is true about ourselves that we've bought into. Do you have any stories like this? It's those narratives, those false narratives that we use to imprison us, imprison ourselves in lives that lack meaning, intimacy, connection, and purpose. We all have lots of them. I have one I'll share with you. If I disappoint you, you may not love me anymore. If I disappoint you, you may not love me anymore. So I will work very hard to not be who I am, but who I think you want me to be, my bad image of being a perfect person for you, so that I don't have to risk losing your love. And as a result of that, because I'm not being my true self, I can't truly receive or take in your love. And many a relationship, at all different levels of relationship, has been damaged because of that fear of connection that can come from that fear that if I disappoint you, you may stop loving me. Anyone have a story like that? This Josh guy, he needs some help, this guy. We all have those stories, and they wreak havoc in our lives. And the truth is just like the past, we can't change those stories. We can recognize them, however, as chapters 3, 4, and 5 in our life journey and let those stories stay there. We cannot slip back into the old chapters, but we can turn a new page. It's not about writing a new chapter. It's about turning onto the page that God, Spirit, divine life has in mind for you. If you could just let the old stories go and step into that profound living from your courageous gifts, which will transform and uplift your life. We do this in our tradition through spiritual practice, especially the practice today of affirmative prayer, where we unearth, discover, and admit our divine truths to ourselves and others. But it's not easy work because, again, we have to move through all the BS, all the old, so that we can move finally to the untold and reveal those divine truths. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, compares it to clear crystal drops of water being entered into a murky glass, symbolizing our consciousness. He says, even though there may be stored away in the subconscious many years of negative thinking along certain lines, this in no way need concern us. In fact, we do not even need to bother ourselves with what may or may not be there. What we need to do is to start today to make sure that the content of our conscious thought is good and think clearly and definitely about it. What occurs then is similar to drops of clear water falling into a glass of murky, inky water. Not much appears to have changed with the first drop, but slowly and surely the water in the glass becomes clearer and clearer until it is clear as the drops that fall into it. He goes on to say, right thought constantly poured into consciousness will eventually purify it. Eventually. But as that clarity is coming in through our spiritual practice, the muck comes up. So if you're starting this spiritual living business with the first realization of what a mess you are, welcome home, right? We can see all that. We struggle. The stuff comes up, but it's our old self. It's the recognition to realize that that's not the truth of who I am anymore. And we move through it and we unleash, we unearth, we bring forth those divine truths that we have allowed to stay hidden. We call them forth into our lives in an emphatic and powerful way. A great influence on me, and my favorite artist is David Lynch. Anyone ever seen a really weird David Lynch movie before? Anyone feel like they're living in a very weird David Lynch movie at times? An incredible artist and a long-time meditator. And he compares regular spiritual practice to having a beach ball consciousness versus a golf ball consciousness. He says if you have a golf ball-sized consciousness, when you read a book, you'll have a golf ball-sized understanding. When you look out a window, a golf ball-sized awareness. When you wake up in the morning, a golf ball-sized wakefulness. And as you go about your day, a golf ball-sized inner happiness. But if you can expand that consciousness, make it grow, then when you read that book, you'll have more understanding. When you look out, more awareness. When you wake up, more wakefulness. And as you go about your day, more inner happiness. Isn't that great? Wake up tomorrow and say, I have a beach ball-sized consciousness. Lynch wrote a book about 10 years ago called Catching the Big Fish, and it was about meditating for artists who are wanting to get ideas. And he uses the analogy of a fisherman who's fishing, and on the surface of the water, there's lots of little fish or little ideas, just that run in the surface of our consciousness. But if you want to catch the really big fish, the real great ideas, you have to go deeper. Deeper and deeper. And that's what I want you to know about these divine truths. When we're doing our meditation or our prayer work, we first have to move through the surface, all of the stuff of our everyday mind. But if we're willing and courageous enough to hang in there, these deeper truths reveal themselves. Sometimes I like to call them your divine secrets. For me, there are three kinds of secrets. There are the secrets that you're entrusted with. One of the great gifts of living is when we have a high enough consciousness that we can behold someone's wholeness while they share with us a hurt or a negative mistake or experience or trauma. We hold that not just secret, but we hold it sacred for them. This is the work of the practitioner who, even when someone is at their most broken, we behold them in their wholeness and in their unity with all life. The second kind of secrets are our own secrets. They're our own hurts, mistakes, embarrassments, uncertainties, lack of faith. We all have them. And what I would say to you today is if you don't tell your secrets, your life will. There's no such thing as a secret that doesn't get told. So find that person you trust. See a practitioner today. And if you share that secret, you'll be beheld in that wholeness and you can experience healing. If you don't, it plays out in toxic relationships, in self-judgment and self-rejection. It shows up in feeding into that fear instead of embodying that courage that allows us to express our divine secret with others and with the world. In the Gospel of Thomas, which is a gospel that was written around the same time as the other gospels in the Holy Bible but wasn't included, there's a scene where Jesus does the famous piece that's in the Synoptic Gospels as well, where he says, "Who do people say that I am?" And one person answers, "Well, you are a great teacher. Some people say you're the Messiah." And Thomas says, "Master, my words are fully incapable of saying that which you are like." And Jesus commends him and he takes him to the side and he whispers divine secrets in his ear. And when Thomas returns to the other disciples, they say, "Well, what did Jesus tell you?" And he says, "If I told you, you would stone me to death." So we can only infer that Jesus may have said something to Thomas, such as, "You and God are one." That's the greatest divine secret that there is. Not that you are God, but that you are one with that which created the universe and that which is the creative in the universe. That our heart and our minds are not ours alone, but they belong to this creative power, and we can work together in the co-creation of love, of peace, of harmony in each and every one of our relationships, in our work, in our way of being in the world. The third type of secret is these divine secrets. It's that truth within you that we should allow to be hidden no more, that we should live with greater clarity, and we might even call that practice of affirmative prayer is admitting divine secrets to ourselves. Can you admit to yourself how beautiful you really and truly are? Can you admit to yourself how hard you've worked at this thing called life? Can you admit to yourself your inner wisdom, your inner light, your capability to be profoundly loving and to receive deep and gladdening love? Whenever I need reminding during a work week here at Mile High Church, I go see my teachers, which are the students at our Children's Enrichment Center. It's a preschool we have here at Mile High Church. It's independent, and yet, as you'll see, it expresses so much of what we teach here and what they do. And every morning, our assistant director there, Angela McLean, so grateful for her, she leads the morning salutation. And it's we'll show you the whole thing one day, but I just want you to see the piece of what these kids do and what happens here on a normal weekday morning here at Mile High Church.
I am strong. I am strong. I am brave. I am brave. I am peaceful. I am peaceful. I am a warrior. I am a warrior. Switch legs. And in Espanol. Yo soy fuerte. Yo soy fuerte. Yo soy valiente. Yo soy valiente. Yo soy pacífico. Yo soy pacífica. Yo soy una guerrera. Yo soy una guerrera.
I'm so grateful that those kids don't need this sermon, right? They don't need it yet because they're living that divine secret out loud. They know and are being nurtured in the truth of that. And so I'm so grateful to our teachers who are with our kids. I'm so grateful that my kid gets to know and embody the truth of who she is now and doesn't have to keep it hidden. But can we admit those things to ourselves? Do we want to say we won't do the Spanish part, but we'll do the English part, okay? I am strong.
I am strong.
I am brave.
I am brave.
I am peaceful.
I am peaceful.
I am a warrior.
I am a warrior.
Admit it. Admit your divine truths to yourself. Stop projecting them outside of yourself or making them alien or abstract. But know that just by being authentically you, you will cut through the layers of the BS, the buried selves, and embody that secret that you were meant to tell and be and embody and become in your life. Talking of affirmative prayer today, I want to close in just sharing 3 rites or 3 challenges I have for you to move from a past old understanding of prayer to a more profound, revealing understanding of prayer. And the first is to move from seeing prayer as hospital to seeing prayer as gym. G-Y-M. Seeing prayer as a spiritual gym. You know, right now, how many of us ever make prayer requests here at Mile High Church and fill those out? And like me, you may fall into the old consciousness of thinking, oh, it's like a hospital. If I'm doing really bad or there's a big tragedy or something really challenging is going on for my life, then I ask for prayer. Then I go and do it. It's different when we move to that consciousness of seeing affirmative prayer like a spiritual gym, like you're going to do it 5 days a week, if not more. That prayer isn't just something to do when we really need help, but when we have an idea of what we want to co-create with our life, there's no greater tool to get to clarity than affirmative prayer. And if you can do it by yourself, but you can also utilize our incredible practitioners. We have a prayer request that you got handed out today. They're online on our watch page as well. And you can do this yourself. You can complete it and put it in the offering bins. You can just walk it up to one of our practitioners. But consider making this kind of prayer a daily part of your 2024. You write your name, your email, or your phone number if you want to be contacted, or don't. But you write, what is the current state of affairs? What is the current reality I'm experiencing in my life? Desired outcome. What is the highest and best you can envision taking place? What a good question. What qualities of spirit would you most like to embody? Peace, courage, prosperity, healing, forgiveness, whatever it may be. And then on the form, you can just check if you want to be emailed or called and given a prayer. You can check in with yourself and making sure you do it as well, because we have our licensed practitioners, but we are all practitioners when it comes to that powerful practice of prayer, which is just speaking the truth, just getting clear. And that's the second rite of affirmative prayer, is to move from secret to revelation. From secret to revelation. Prayer isn't just a ritual. It's a way of communicating clearly and profoundly what the truth is. As a minister, one of the coolest things I get to do is train our practitioners. And when people come into practitioner class, they're almost all always terrified of praying out loud. Am I supposed to sound like Dr. Patty? How am I supposed to sound like that? And of course, no one sounds like Dr. Patty, but they're amazed when they do sound kind of close. And the shift that's so powerful to see is when the practitioner in training stops praying in the voice of a superficial practitioner that they are worried that they'll never be, but when it becomes their true voice. When you pray, you should be speaking in your true voice. It should be like hearing yourself for the first time. Prayer, properly understood, is the most intimate form of communication. We move into our heart. We admit the truth that we've been avoiding about ourselves. We remind ourselves the truth of our lives, and we get back in alignment with it. God, I am here to love. God, I am not here for all of this other stuff. I'm here to embrace the truth of who I am and to live it emphatically. I'm here to speak the truth that I know of others and to hold them to that. I am so grateful, God, to remember this truth and to profoundly commit to living it right here and right now. And so it is. Amen. It's just done. The more we pray, the more we find our true voice. And it moves us into this final rite where we move from prayer being in our own voice to hearing the voice of God. It's when we discover our own true voice that we can finally hear the voice of God. No, it may not be booming, hey Josh, don't forget to get gas, it's me, God. When we find our true voice and we speak it, God's voice speaks to us through all of life, through the beauty of nature, the richness of song, the harmony of relationship, the wisdom of understanding. The divine is speaking to you all of the time, but it's not until we learn to find that divine voice in us that we can begin to hear it and feel it and sense it and vibrate with it everywhere. Finally, to that beach ball, that greater way of seeing and knowing is available to each of us if we simply are willing to let go of the old and allow, through this practice of prayer, just clear thinking, pure honesty with ourselves, to allow our true voice to come forward and sing of the voice of Spirit. As we move into a prayer today, I'm going to invite our incredible prayer practitioners to stand and join me who are here. And know that many of these folks are going to be right here in front of the stage. And give yourself that gift of embracing spiritual truth and prayer as a practice for you this year. And in honor of Ernest Holmes, we'll begin our prayer with his words, saying, knowing that good alone is real, I know that there is one power which acts and reacts in my experience in my body and in my thought. I know that God alone has power either to act or react. Everything that I do, say, or think today shall be done, said, or thought from the spiritual viewpoint that God, who is life, is in everything. I know that this recognition establishes the law of harmony in my experience, the law of prosperity, a sense of happiness, peace, health, and joy. Today I hold communion with this invisible presence, which peoples the world with the manifestations of its life, its light, and its love. I withdraw the veil which hides my real self and draw close to the Spirit in everything and in everyone. I accept everything that belongs to the Spirit. I claim everything that partakes of its nature. So honoring this spiritual life for ourselves, let us also know it for our world as we pray today. So inspired by the prayer of Anastasia, I simply honor those who are able to remember the truth even in the midst of chaos. We bring our knowing of truth right here and right now to Ukraine, to Gaza, to Yemen, to places in our own country that may be experiencing immense chaos, loss. We as practitioners don't turn away from the facts, but we hold that truth that we human beings, when we uncover the truth of who we are led to live in harmony, to live in peace, and to always hold that consciousness of hope and faith that our best days are now and ahead of us. Holding this consciousness for ourselves, for our loved ones in the world, we let it be, we let it become, and so it is. Amen.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. Letting fear and worry fall away from me, I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. A love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Yes, it's a love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Bijou Barbosa. Josh Byers back with us. Band leader Rob Lowe. And I'm going to ask this guy, Dr. Kent Rautenstrauss, to come this way. Is there a microphone over there? They always say the most dangerous thing to do in church is to give Dr. Kent a microphone, but we're going to try it here in just a moment. So this is the offering portion of our service, and we're so grateful for all that you do to financially support Mile High Church. But we like to honor things going on in our community as well. And Dr. Kent, you have served Mile High Church for over 40 years. You've been a music director emeritus. This church is so strong because people have dedicated their lives and gifts and talents, and no one has dedicated as much as you have to this place. And at the end of March, you and your beautiful wife, Kathleen, are creating a home together in Arizona. And so you're always a part of our community, but we won't be seeing you in the same way. And we're going to have a big party, a big lunch on March 23rd. It's a Saturday, 11:30 a.m. BYOB, I guess. No, whatever it may be. It's going to be great. And we're just so grateful to all of your service here. And we just can't thank you enough. But I would love it if you would have anything to share with these folks, and then we'll give you a big round of applause.
Well, I didn't know I was going to speak at the last service or even about this, but I have to repeat, it's the honor of a lifetime to be a part of the Mile High community for decades, and to know all of you, or to sense the beautiful, vibrant spirit that Mile High fosters here. This unconditional love here at Mile High, within our community, and out into the world, to the Ukraine. It's been a nice place to grow up here at Mile High Church, and all my buddies in the music ministry, are so very special to me as you are. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pack you all with us in our suitcase and take you to Arizona, okay? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kent. So again, thank you for financially investing in Mile High Church. It's those gifts that help us help in Ukraine. It's those gifts that help us have a preschool here. It helps this church operate. And thank you for however you choose to give, whether that's cash or check in the bins, the texting 45888, credit cards, guest services counter. Just thank you for your giving. We so appreciate it. And with that, we can take our gift physically or metaphorically, and we can all bless them together by saying our offering affirmation. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
God's
I just want to acknowledge the incredible message of Reverend Josh Reeves. And thank you, choir. Thank you, choir. Woo. Great day. Great day. And I want to acknowledge anyone who's here for the first time. It's always like this. And we invite you back. And if you have any questions, I'll be in the lobby. We also have information at shelves at either end of the lobby. So thank you for your presence.
Thank you, Patty. Today is the last day to register for classes, or this week. So they started last week, but you can get into week 2. They're at a discounted rate. So if you want to go deeper, take a class here at Mile High Church. Also, again, Reverend Zamira's ordination, don't miss it, at 4 p.m. today. You can watch online as well, but we'd love to have you here. And Stacy Butters, our incredible youth director, one of the things that you brought to us last year that I'm so grateful to be continuing again is called What I Wish My Parents Knew. It's programming for parents, but for all of us. And you're kicking off the first one of the year next week on the topic of neurodiversity.
That's true. Neurodiversity is the umbrella for all of the cool and different ways that we can think. So some of the things that fall under that would be ADHD, autism, sensory processing, OCD. And for me personally, this has applied to little people, but really, frankly, more to even the adults in my life and how they process information. So we'd love to have you all come down. It's for an hour, 11:30 to 12:30. There is food and there's childcare.
All right. Thank you. We're really looking forward to that, and so grateful that we're creating these relevant experiences for folks. So with that, thanks for being here. If you'd like to stand and repeat after me before we sing our peace song. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, body, and all that I do. I give thanks for it, and I accept it. Just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life.